everybody. Welcome to Harmony Express.Skoolie, episode 25. Episode 25 has us doing some work inside the bus, getting ready for cabinets and everything from that side. We're going to take a break a little bit from the painting and do a little bit more work inside. Come on, take a look. All right, last week on the painting video, you saw that we had the drain drilled into the floor. Well, now our shower pan is all affixed to the floor. Underneath, there are little feet that go all the way around, but we noticed as we put that down on the floor and kind of stepped on it, you could hear it kind of creaking and it wasn't really solid. So underneath, we actually used little mounds of quick-set mortar, and you sit this down on top of it and then sit it down solidly onto the floor, and that gets a nice firm foundation underneath there. And it's drilled into the studs, not drilled, screwed into the studs along the side there, and that affixes that nice and firmly to the floor. So it's really nice and smooth. We used Wonder Board from Home Depot, and that goes all the way around here. Obviously now we've got to get in here, and Allison and I are going to work on putting mastic and everything in the seams to close off those seams. Then we're using Red Guard to waterproof this surround. We're working through in our minds exactly how we're going to treat these this here. This is not going to be a wet area. We're actually going to have a shower curtain that comes this way and across that way, but we are planning on tiling underneath there. So we're figuring out kind of what goes on there. Along this side here, there's actually a piece of wood that will go up. We've decided that the ceiling inside here will be shiplap, but it's going to be cedar for its water resistance. And we're working out, vapor barrier, etc., on the ceiling to make sure that that is taken care of. So we came along here, and inside here, this is what we're excited about. We have this little teeny tiny little dinky vanity, and that little teeny tiny dinky vanity was built to go with a really cool little sink. And there's the cool little sink. So a single hole faucet goes through here, little pop-up drain. It's really, really shallow. It's only like 3 inches down in there. But and I think it's now with this extra piece that I put along the side back here, I think we're talking 8 inches. But if you look, this gives you all that space to come in here. You actually can use the sink and everything there. We drilled our hole down through there. That's where the HEPVO goes down through there. This is where the P line from there, the composting toilet will come through. And I'll show you a little bit more of that once we hook it through. But there'll be a HEPVO underneath here to keep odors out, etc. You can see where the shut-off valves are for the water are in there. This is all removable. I haven't attached this yet, but it's all going to be screwed in. So if ever I have to get to the plumbing, any of the plumbing or electrical that's in this wall, this all will come right back out again. So we're really excited about that little sink, though. I think it's a cool little mini sink to go into a little mini bus. So yeah, so we then also got our wallboard on in here. That's all finished up and ready to go. And yeah, it's kind of exciting. You see the gap up there? That'll be closed off with ceiling. The ceiling boards will close off that gap in through there, and the same thing along in here. So anyway, we're getting to work on some other stuff up front, and we'll talk about that later. So, major update. We were going to use IKEA cabinets in our kitchen, but after traveling to IKEA and realizing that a lot of their stuff is out of stock, we've elected to build our own. And we're using 3/4 inch birch cabinet grade plywood and kind of building our own. So we've kind of got some of that started. But I wanted to show something that's kind of a neat thing that we've been using all along in building the bus, and it's kind of upcycling and reusing and recycling. You see that piece? That piece that's there went all along the very back window across the hump, engine hump in the back of the bus. It was a trim piece. Well, it's a nice flat straight edge. So we've been using that as a guide to cut our plywood. So we mark our plywood, the width we want it to be. We use this edge over here to draw our lines, and then reverse it. And because we're using a circular saw, I actually have my combination square set to the depth of the blade. I have to move it depending on whether this is the good piece or that's the good piece, because to take into account the width of the blade. But anyway, then we take this and turn it around. It's so hard to do one-handed. Put it that way, and then say that this is our line. You actually take this and you line that up on that line like that, and then use a clamp and clamp the straight edge along the side there. And that makes a nice guide for cutting plywood. I can't tell you how much plywood we've cut with that and that saw blade along here. So anyway, so we're in the process of cutting. We actually got we used two pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, and they're about 56 bucks at Home Depot. And we were able to get, I think we're going to be able to get all 4 of our cabinets out of that, those 2 pieces. So obviously then we need to make doors and drawer slides and things like that. But anyway, so we're going to get started. Lots of pocket holes and lots of fun. All right, fast forward just a little while, and we actually have our cabinet built. So you see, this is a 34.5 tall, to take into account the 1.5 inch countertop to make a 36 inch high counter. And so it's 34.5 tall by 24 deep, and then we took a 3.5 by 3.5 toe kick out of the bottom. So each one was able to get from with 2 pieces there. Then we just use straps and pocket holes to pocket hole it together, and then put a full floor underneath. Then you'll see here of note that I built my cabinet drawers, and those are all done by way of pocket hole as well. You can't see the pocket holes in the front, but this one is pocket holed here into this, and that one is back there. It's all glued as well. This face frame is poplar. I just took a piece of poplar, ripped it down, and made a frame. Used a router table to put a groove in to fit this 1/4 inch birch plywood. And then on the back of each one, you can't really see it, but on the back of each one is another piece to kind of solidify that and make it firm. This is all now screwed together with blind screws back in the back to hold that in. And then to put the drawer slides on, we actually, I'm not sponsored by these folks, but I used these. These are Craig Drawer Glide guides. And I will say that mixed reviews on it. When you use the Craig clamp, it actually works fairly well. You put that up there like that and clamp it to the side, and it holds your piece. Then you turn this around and clamp that like that, and then the drawer sits on top, so you have a place to put your slides. So that worked out fairly well. So if you look over here, we now have our cabinets built in here. They're not affixed yet, but they're sitting here. We have a drawer, a blank front, and a drawer, and then 4 doors on this side. So the doors went together. This gives you a little bit better view of that. It really is, it was pocket hole joinery, so I've got that all put together there. That's on the inside, so you can't see it. I may end up getting the plugs that they make to put inside there, so you don't see that, but I don't know. I guess I don't mind the holes. They're there. That's what they are. The only issue I have, we're gonna get Euro close hinges for on here, but those hinges require a 35 millimeter cup, which is slightly big. So we're in the search now. They make mini Euro hinges, so that only requires a 24 millimeter hole. So that's the direction we're heading there. So, but anyway, that's why the cabinet doors aren't on yet, because we haven't gotten that hardware. But as you look, it's taking shape. This is a sink-based cabinet, single bowl sink. I've got to drill my hole. This is the plumbing coming up. I've got to drill my hole over in this corner for the drain, for the HIPFO to go down. So that's where we stand at this point. So excuse the messy Mike, the Harmony Express dude. We've been busy working and getting ready. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Make sure you tune back in next week. There's some major updates coming down the outside. If you look, we're We're getting paper on the outside, getting ready for doing some painting. So as always, I want to thank you guys for following along. I'm sorry it's been a while for the update, but we're really excited about how everything's coming together. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and certainly hit the notification button so that you know when we've uploaded the next one. You don't want to miss the next video either. So anyway, thanks. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.